Some books are so disturbing they feel cursed. They crawl under your skin, twist your thoughts, and leave you wishing you hadn't read them alone. These are the stories that haunt you long after you've turned the last page. Number 1. American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. This book is notorious for its graphic depictions of violence, especially because the main character, Patrick Bateman, is both charming and terrifying. He's a successful Wall Street businessman who leads a double life as a psychopathic killer. The way the story is told, you're right inside Bateman's head as he casually switches from talking about fancy dinners to committing gruesome acts. It's this cold, emotionless tone that leaves readers feeling disturbed, almost like they're witnessing something they shouldn't. Reading this alone can make you feel like Bateman is lurking right behind you. Number 2, House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. This isn't just a book, it's an experience. It's written in a way that messes with your mind. The pages are filled with different fonts, upside-down text, and sections you have to flip through in all directions. The story itself is about a house that's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, leading to dark, endless corridors. The structure of the book makes you feel as lost and confused as the characters. Reading this alone can make you question reality itself, leaving you paranoid about what's hiding in the shadows. Number 3, Helter Skelter by Vincent Bugliosi. This true crime classic covers the infamous Manson family murders. It's scary not because of any supernatural elements, but because it really happened. The book details how Charles Manson brainwashed his followers into committing brutal murders. The chilling part is realizing that regular people can be manipulated into doing horrific things. Knowing that it's all real makes the horror hit even harder, making it a tough read for anyone who's alone. Number 4, The Shining by Stephen King. Stephen King is the master of psychological horror, and The Shining is one of his best. The story of the Torrance family, isolated in a haunted hotel, is terrifying because it's not just about ghosts. It's about the breakdown of sanity. Jack Torrance slowly loses his grip on reality, turning on his own family. The eerie silence of the Overlook Hotel, combined with Jack's descent into madness, creates an atmosphere so tense that reading it alone can make you feel trapped inside that, haunted hotel too. Number 5, We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. This book deals with every parent's worst nightmare, a child who turns into a monster. It's a gut-wrenching story of a mother trying to understand if her son was born evil or if she somehow caused it. The unsettling part is how Kevin's cold, calculated behavior escalates, leading to an unthinkable tragedy. Reading it alone forces you to confront deep fears about family, responsibility, and how little control we have over the people we love. Number 6, The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. Even if you don't believe in possession, this book will make you rethink everything. It tells the story of a young girl who becomes possessed by a demonic entity and the desperate attempts to save her. The detailed descriptions of the possession and the battle between good and evil leave readers with a lingering sense of dread. It's the kind of story that makes you look over your shoulder at night, questioning whether something dark is really out there. Number 7, The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris. This book introduces one of the most chilling villains in fiction, Hannibal Lecter. He's a brilliant psychiatrist and a cannibalistic serial killer who enjoys toying with people's minds. The psychological games he plays with the main character, Clarice Starling, are more terrifying than any ghost. It's the mind games, the manipulation, and the way Lecter gets into your head that makes reading this book alone a truly unsettling experience. Number 8, A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. This dystopian novel is filled with violence and chaos, all narrated by Alex, a young delinquent with a love for ultraviolence. What's disturbing is how Alex's charming, almost poetic language makes the brutality sound normal. The book's exploration of free will, control, and societal decay makes it more than just a horror story. It's a deeply unsettling look at humanity. The disturbing imagery and twisted worldview make this a book you don't want to dive into alone. Number 9, The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum. Based on a true story, this book is often labeled as one of the most disturbing ever written. It tells the story of a young girl who is horrifically abused by her caregiver and the neighborhood kids. The graphic nature of the violence and the fact that it's done by people who are supposed to protect you makes it almost unbearable to read. The sheer brutality and hopelessness make it a book that's nearly impossible to get through alone. These books don't just scare, They get under your skin. They're the kind of stories that make you want to leave the lights on and call a friend, just to shake off the feeling that something dark is lurking nearby.